Alright guys, welcome back to the Mokdong studio. I'm Wolf and with me is Torch, and up next we have Leenock versus aLive.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting TVZ going on here again. Leenock won his last TVZ against Keen, so he's at 1-0 right now. However, there's a really exciting news that we heard just moments ago.
Yeah, after the next GSTL match, we're going to have...
after Friday's GSTL match.
On Friday's GSTL match. Well, hold that thought. You guys can't hear it. We'll tell you guys in a minute. It's pretty epic. Alright, up here at the top right, member of the team TSL. So far, he's done quite well in the up and downs. He is.
TSL aLive.
TSL aLive.
That's how I always feel watching him play.
The CSL hearts the GSL.
Ooh.
TSL aLive fighting.
GSL also hearts the CSL.
We do. Down here at the bottom left, the Leenock, otherwise more formally known as... Of course, recently now part of the team FX Open.
For anyone that
sleepy.
doesn't know what the CSL is, actually the Collegiate Star League in America and Canada.
Yep.
And I believe they're expanding to other schools as well. So if you are in a university in the US, check it out. There's a lot
Wait,
of cool
hold on,
stuff going
Torch.
Whoa, you can tell
11 racks of the gold base, man.
Of course. I mean, it's TVZ on Zelnaga Caverns.
aLive likes his 11 or these Terrans like their 11-11s against Leenock. They know Leenock's late game is solid.
Yeah, it actually worked well in the opening for Keen versus Leenock, but it got punished later on because Leenock just played amazingly after that. So we'll see if he can hold again this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty indicative of how good Leenock's late game is. He just loses hatchery and then still wins. Could something like that happen here? It just might, because he did go for a hatchery first. He immediately made that spawning pool. Holding this hatchery is going to be so difficult to do. We'll tell you guys more about the CSL and that other announcement later, because this is just too intense.
This game is going to be a little bit close here. This is going to determine if aLive guarantees his way into Code S, or if Leenock holds on to his chance and stays alive in this tournament.
And aLive has already started his first bunker.
He's starting it very far away just to make sure that he can have that position to fall back to in case anything doesn't go quite as well as he wants it to.
He's going to want to start his second one pretty soon here. And he's going to start it pretty soon. Doesn't have the minerals just
going
yet.
to build a mana command center instead.
There you go, starting it right when the hatchery finishes. Leenock is in trouble.
The thing is, he doesn't want to build the second bunker. He doesn't want to invest in that until he guarantees that the hatchery goes up. The Zerg player can always cancel it right before the end.
That's very true.
So you want to wait for it to finish. The creep isn't spread quite enough yet, and then you drop that bunker down.
And here come the drones trying to catch these Marines. Well, they're going to
be able to. They're going to be able to cut these Marines off from being able to get to the bunker, taking a lot of damage from the drones, but they are going to kill these last 3 Marines. Really good maneuver by Leenock.
But the second bunker does finish. That's the key here. Nice control by Leenock, but the thing is, those Zerglies are going to try to cut off reinforcements, but reinforcements aren't very far away. He is going to catch one of them. The Marines are going to want to hide behind the gold base.
He's actually just reinforcing from inside his bunker. The Queen is going to try to do some damage, but it is going to get caught off guard, and the Queen gets taken down.
Actually, the Queen's still a little bit alive, but not be alive for much longer. And Leenock actually mining from this base a little bit.
Yeah, he wants to keep his drones there in the fight, so as soon as this hatchery does go down, he can use the Broodlords and his Queen and his Zerglings to fight this. However, he's going a little bit early. Maybe he can keep this hatchery alive if he does the damage that he needs right now. He does force these Marines to get away. He does keep the hatchery up at least a few moments longer.
Yeah, this is going to be really close. The hatchery is getting low.
76 health.
Transfuses the hatchery.
Beautiful maneuver.
And I think that'll be enough for him to keep it, to be honest.
His Queen is also very, very low on health. He's going to lose it right now if he's not careful.
There he goes, does lose the Queen, and now the hatchery is going to fall! Hatchery falls, the Broodling's coming out, and he keeps the Marines alive, at least 3 of them. 1 does fall. But aLive's still in a tough position. He hasn't been making Marines for a long time because he did lift those barracks. His command center is finishing up, and, you know, last game, Leenock was in a tougher position he was than this one, and this game, you know, if he came back last time, he could definitely come back this time, is essentially what I'm trying to say. It's not
Yeah,
even
that's very
Crossfire,
true.
man. I mean, he came back on Crossfire of all maps.
Oh. That's a little unfortunate for Leenock. He almost saved his Queen and the hatchery, but both ended up going down to those Marines of aLive. And these other Marines are back home.
Well, he's not out of it yet by any means.
Of course not. We saw
I'm
him
kinda
come back
surprised
last game very easily.
He didn't remake the hatchery immediately like he did last game. He's still
I don't
mining
think
gas.
he has the Zergling force. He's only got 7 Zerglings on the map to be able to defend it.
I think he's actually going to maybe make a Baneling nest here. He's still mining gas with 3 drones. Did clean up those Marines there. The SCV has been taken out. He did remake the hatchery, but I think he might put on some Baneling aggression here.
Yeah, he also remade that hatchery quite late. The command center for aLive is actually out earlier than the second hatchery for Leenock. That's never a position you want to be in as a Zerg player.
And he's going to do it. There's the Baneling nest. Oh, I thought you guys could have shot it. You didn't. I spoiled it for you guys.
The few pixels in the upper left of your screen is very exciting.
There it is. All right, so, well.
It got canceled and turned into a Roach Warren.
Oh, come on, Leenock. Leenock's like, I hope they don't put a shot of it, and I'm going to mess up Wolf.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny if he like went to the camera and all the viewers were like, Wolf, that's a Roach Warren, that's not a Baneling nest. I'm like, sorry, guys, it was, I swear. And that SCV wants to come in here and check for something like that. Also wants to see if he can see the hatchery. Does see the hatchery at the very least. Good creep spread from Leenock. He's already got it out to where the hatchery is going to finish.
So this is really nice. We got a second command center coming out early, so the mineral intake for aLive will be happening very quickly. So to use those minerals, he actually gets a second factory and is going for Blue Flame Hellions. When you get a lot of Hellions out there, you can do a ton of damage to the Zerglings and Banelings that are on the map. The issue is that these Roaches coming out for Leenock, if he positions them in the right spot and supports them with his Queens and his Spine Crawlers, can really shut down a lot of the Hellion usability in the base of Leenock.
He's got, like you said, those 2 factories. One is the reactor, so he's going to be making 3 Hellions at a time. And he's going to control the map. He's going to possibly kill all of Leenock's drones if he's not prepared, but Leenock is making 4 Roaches in addition to the 4 he's already made, so that's going to be quite helpful against the Hellions. But if you have enough Hellions and he has just a few Roaches, you can still just ignore the Roaches and kill the drones. That can happen sometimes.
Yeah, that's true, and especially with this Blue Flame that's coming out. I really like the new icon that they that Blizzard implemented for the Blue Flame.
Yeah, thanks, Blizzard.
Yeah, thank you for continuing to improve your game. It's almost perfect.
Were you with me the day I was casting and making jokes about Blizzard, and I was like, Dustin's gonna like press the button on the chair, and I'm gonna like, it's gonna be like an Austin Powers. He's like, Wolf, don't say anything bad about my Blue Flame icon. He presses the button, and I fall into a pit of lava.
Very true. Hopefully that lava's not below me as well.
It's actually like fall into a pit of Blue Flame Hellions.
Yeah, but they're under my command, so that's okay. It's really just a bunch of Banelings.
Oh man, this attack is gonna be pretty tough to hold, even with Roaches.
But that is a lot of Roaches. The Marines are the ones that are going to be doing the real damage. He wants to keep the Hellions away from his Zerglings and his drones, but the Marines, when he isn't focused on them, do a lot of damage themselves. The Queens go down. A lot of the Roaches are dying very quickly. If he just doesn't pay attention to these Hellions, they're going to get in and roast all the Roaches what they're doing, or roast all the drones what they're doing right now. Meanwhile, the rest of the force is going to get cleaned up, so the Leenock did a really nice job of holding this, actually.
Yeah, he just made more Roaches, and the Roaches were already in production, so he was just able to clean it up, and I don't think aLive expected there to be that many Roaches when they hit with that attack. Any other type of composition, like if Leenock had gone for a fast Spire or something like that, he would have been absolutely dead.
Oh, but 2 Hellions are actually going to be able to... Oh, whoa! Beautiful play with those drones. They're blocking that second Hellion.
Oh, that was a huge line of drones that got taken out. Trying to click on the Hellion before it dies. 6 kills right there with that one line. Did get another kill before dying.
Yeah, that was a really nice move by Leenock to kill the 1 Hellion. Unfortunately, the second Hellion did a lot of damage.
Made 14 drones, and then he made 8 more drones. Now he's making 2 more drones, so he's got 10 drones in production.
10 more drones, wow.
So he actually made right now like about 1 million drones. Actually, just about 1 million.
He defended really nicely. He's also getting this evolution chamber behind his common knowledge hallway. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't use those names for these hallways.
Something to do with John. Check him out on Twitter, Chuka83.
Check him out, man. He loves Yugo. He's been going to a lot of Yugo tournaments with me recently. He does kind of sometimes bail out on those and doesn't go, but usually goes to those Yugo tournaments and we have a lot of fun.
But he doesn't bail out on the GSL. We got a Spire coming out here for Leenock. Leenock did a great job of holding, great job of paying attention to the units that he needed to, and now he's getting the tech, he's getting Burrow to be able to defend for the future. However, aLive is saying no, and he is going to try to do a drop with a bunch of Marines. Meanwhile, he's getting the upgrades and the tanks that he needs to be able to defend against the Roaches when they do try to do a counterattack. The creep spread for Leenock is spreading across the map very, very quickly. Leenock does a really nice job of staying attentive on his creep spread.
Oh, he's going to catch 2 Overlords with this drop. Well, maybe just 1. He's going to lift up here and then put his units on the high ground where they can still hit the Zerglings.
2 on the high ground to force the Zerglings to run around. Meanwhile, he's going to drop and try to take out the rest of the Overlords. Beautiful by Leenock, though. He splits his forces knowing that this is a possibility and scares away that drop without taking too many heavy losses. Meanwhile, we have 8 Mutalisks coming on the way. We have centrifugal hooks for the Banelings coming out as well. Oh, and a beautiful Baneling bomb from Leenock.
Oh!
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 First Marine sensed it. The rest of them backed off.
He's like, I feel this weird feeling on my elbow. I don't want to go.
He's using the force.
You guys just heard the screams of the Mutalisks. That's the Spire finishing. And those Mutalisks say, get out of here, dropship.
Leenock does a wonderful job at everything.
He does, man. He makes that 3rd macro hatchery before taking a 3rd base. That's just something people don't do. Zerg players don't do that enough. I'm telling you guys, you need to do that more.
Not only does it give him the larva like we were talking about last game, but it also makes the entrance to his base very difficult for Hellions to get in.
Losing some Overlords, though, is going to supply block him. He's
going to move in before he gets these Banelings out. This might be a little bit of a mistake for him as the siege tanks siege up and are able to take a volley on both the Banelings and the Roaches. A lot of stuff dying here for the Zerg army. There's a lot of Marines here. There's a lot of tanks. A lot of the stuff dies. However, there was a burrowed Baneling there, I believe. If not burrowed, it still does a lot of damage.
Yeah, Leenock in a lot of trouble here. He's got 18 Zerglings on the way and 3 Mutas. And all he needs to do is take out these Marines, but he just can't quite take them out. They're all on extremely low hit points.
Yeah, there's a lot of Marines in the front. There's a lot of Marines in the back defending the tanks as well. aLive doing a great job of keeping this attack as effective as possible. Takes out the Queen, maybe? Yeah,
and I think this is going to be it for Leenock. GG. Yep. It was a close game. He almost held there. Losing the hatchery at the beginning made it very difficult for him to come back, and aLive just, I gotta say, played this one out better than Keen did a little bit.
Yeah, he droned really hard when he needed to. The issue was that in that last fight, it was very close. aLive had a little bit of an advantage, but Leenock attacked before he had his Banelings morphed. And when he did that, he also had to pull back his Roaches, so they took an extra volley of attacks.
Yeah,
and
that was the big mistake there. That crucial attack really just messed with Leenock a little bit. And, you know, the other thing was, he used his Mutalisks to try to pick off the tanks at the back, but he kind of messed that up a little bit here and there, lost a few Mutas, and took a lot of damage on his Mutas. The Mutas, if he had, imagine if all those Mutas he had left at the end were just like maybe 3 or 4 more Mutas, and if they all had full health, and he just targeted down those Marines at the end, then when all the Marines are gone, you can kill the tanks, and aLive, like, just ran by and, like, he was, like, so stoked after winning that game, he runs by and, like, breaks the studio. It's like,
I don't need this anymore. I already won. I made it to Codes, so.
Yeah, well, he is 3-0 now, so.
Yep, there's a very small chance that he has to play again in a match that matters for getting up to Codes. But if he goes 4-0, obviously he's Codes.
Every day we've had someone 4-0 a group. So
that's true.
He could be the one today.
Ooh.
He could be the one.
He's not aLive. He's
the TSL destroyer.
Ooh.
The nerd crusher, the...
Kind of like killer.
Yeah, TSL killer.
So, really great game. Good attempt of a comeback, but aLive showing you really how to play solid after that beginning. As we were talking about before the previous game from the Cheerful, CSL is the Collegiate Star League in the U.S. and Canada, starting to branch to other countries. If you are at a university and you are interested in StarCraft, they do a lot of viewing parties. They have tournaments go on all the time between schools and in their schools themselves. Check them out. I believe their website's cstarleague.com or .org or something like that.
Well, either way, you can just look for C-Star League.
Yeah, and if there's nothing at your school, talk to these people.
That's what I was going to say. Frequently asked question, what if my school doesn't have one? You should make one.
I started mine, and then I came to Korea. So
a lot of people asked me to start one at my school, but I was like, well, I'm going to Korea. It's like, why don't you start it?
We'll support you.
Oh, and by the way, we do have another announcement to make, but actually I think we're just going to tease them with it a little bit longer.
Yeah, we got a lot of announcements to make actually today, so.
You guys just have to wait. It's really exciting, though.
No, it's not.
Well, it's only exciting for people who
care about StarCraft.
Care about StarCraft, care about old school gamers. Oh, I gave you guys a hint.
Another thing that's going to be going on is at our final, if you can actually make it to it, we are giving away a lot of giveaways to people in the crowd. Some of those things include Banshee headsets from Razer. They also are little figurines that are coming from Blizzard, of like Little Marine and other things like that. They're really cute. an iRiver. I'm not sure what that is, but it's probably really cool. You'll like it.
And this is for foreign fans, so...
Yep. So there's a lot of foreign fans in Korea, but there's not enough that you guys have a low chance of getting an item. So come to our finals, check it out, talk to us, check out our website. You can get priority seats as well as free giveaways. So
Torch and I will be there.
maybe.
All right, guys. We're jumping into this game. It's going to be Keen versus Bonbons here at the GSL Up and Down matches. Bonbons needs this win.
So is Keen.
Yeah, they both do, actually. This is more epic than I described.